I'm smiling because, well, just forget it. We're back again. Couldn't go one day without some sort of thing shaking up the internet or Twitter. And as a lot of you know, I've spent some time on Twitch. I streamed there with some mild success for a short amount of time back in the day. I took a long break, became a dad, did all sorts of things. And it seems in the meantime, the internet got really, really mad every single day until it just, like a petulant child is finally kicking and screaming and getting their way in every single aspect that they can. And today is no different. We're talking about the removal of the tag blind playthrough on Twitch. Stay tuned and we'll talk about it now. So what's the big deal anyway? I don't know. People just want to, as usual, just want to be mad at something. And some time ago, at least since 2018, Twitch has had the blind playthrough tag that you can tag your stream with to let people know that this is your very first playthrough of the game. You don't know what to expect. And generally going along with that means that you don't want people to spoil the game for you. Totally understandable. Makes total sense. Blind playthrough. You're going into something blind. Cannot see. Well, somewhere along the way, very recently it seems that, switch over here, that there was some people were reading from gamer entertainment.com. Found the article from yesterday. So there was a claim made back in June that the tag is negative language. And the quote from the person making the claim was a Twitch partner from Able Gamers COO. And let's see. He says blind playthrough or going in blind can easily be replaced by saying no spoilers, playthrough, or undiscovered, or first, if it is your first. A blind playthrough would be to turn your monitor off, and that's not what most mean, said Spone. Just as we used to say gay when something was bad, usually using disability terms as an alternate word for a negative situation or feeling is common in today's language. But just as we stop saying gay to mean bad, we can stop saying these words too. Think about the words you choose. Okay, well, I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with the fact that you could change it to just no spoilers playthrough or undiscovered or first, whatever. I think that's fine. The problem is where we're at now is where we're changing language at every single turn. We actually saw in the Amy Coney Barrett hearings where they changed the word preference in real time. Yeah, you can go back and look at the changes on Merriam-Webster where they actually changed it to mean where preference became a bad derogatory term right in the middle of those hearings when everyone was calling her out for saying the word preference. And, you're not going to get into that because there's plenty of hypocrisy on the side of liberals in that sense, where people were using that term 2 weeks prior that were calling her out for being bad. So that aside, that particular situation aside, we have to remember that language does change. And this guy happens to point out the term gay as a bad term. But before it was a bad term, it was actually, gay was used as, as a good term, a gay old time, a good old time, So, I mean, this isn't, language does change and evolve. I get that. But again, this idea that, the term like blind playthrough is somehow marginalizing a small piece of society just seems to be a little ridiculous. And I think we're just getting to a point where it's just not sustainable. We're not going to have a language anymore. We're catering to people who just kick and scream the loudest, and we're just bending to their will. Again, I don't think it's, whatever. You want to change, if it says no spoilers playthrough, fine. But this isn't some hidden agenda to call out people who are visually impaired. Like, I mean, being blind is not a bad thing. I mean, there's a lot of extremely gifted people who lack the gift of sight. You know, and there's, I don't know. I feel bad for where we're going in this world, because again, just because you're mad about something, or someone got a little offended by it, doesn't mean you have to change the world around you. This is a very, very slippery slope. Of course, you can make change based on things that are said and that are hateful and that don't feel good. But you know, then you have these companies bending at every turn. You know, someone says there's ableist language in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I believe it was because she was burned or scarred in some way. Someone was scarred and they felt bad about it. So they went and changed the game. It's just weird, man. And again, this doesn't, you know, the problem is not with the action of changing. Things change all the time. The problem is there's an issue, someone gets really fired up about it, and they complain to the highest levels that they can, and they get it changed. You don't need to change everything you don't like. You know, it's, you know, this idea that canceling something like is somehow dealing with it in a professional, like, good way. It's in some way holding someone accountable for in a positive manner. It's bullshit. And it's lazy. It's lazy. You know, that's, you know, I don't, you know, I'm looking to change the world in the smallest way possible, right? Like, my videos go up on my YouTube channel. This comes out. I just want people to know that there's an opinion besides the one that's the loudest on these platforms. Do I think that the majority of people want blind playthrough taken away? No. I think there's a select few people that are saying these things, and everyone's jumping on the bandwagon as a way to, like, virtue signal that they're doing the right thing. That's what it looks like to me. Might be a bad take. I don't really care, but I think staying silent on the matter and allowing people to just change everything because they were offended for a minute. There's nothing offensive about this. You know, it's laughable. You know, I mean, like I said, don't take this the wrong way, because there's many things out there that, you know, and I think I've said this before, just because you don't like what someone has to say doesn't mean that they don't deserve the platform to say it on. And especially on Twitter. If people want to mute people all day long or block them because they don't want to hear their messages, be my guest and please do what you want to do. But don't stand there and say that these people don't deserve equal footing the way you do, because eventually someone is going to say the same thing about you. Someone's going to come along and they're going to say, this person is bogus, they're stupid, I don't want them, get them off of here. And when you do get taken down, when you do finally get silenced by someone that you don't like, you'll understand exactly what we're saying. There are very few things on these platforms that deserve to be totally silenced, to be totally taken away. This is not one of them. And you know, and I think anyone who thinks for a second that you're somehow using ableist language by using the term blind playthrough is high. And again, I need what you're smoking. That's it. That's my reaction to this blind playthrough BS on Twitch. If you're enjoying the content you're seeing, if you like what's going on, hit the like button, comment below, let me know down below what it is you think about this whole blind playthrough thing going on Twitch. Do you think they should have kept it? Do you think it's smart to take it off the platform? Is it ableist language? I'd like to know your thoughts. Please let me know. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That always helps you know that when a new video goes up. That's it for this video. Thank you guys.